everyone, I'm here with a January favorites video. This probably won't be super long because I didn't get a ton of new things in the month of January. Yeah, so let's just get into it. I don't really have any favorite crystals for the month this month, so I'm gonna get into the cards right away. I'll do cards and books first, and then I'll do some like music and TV stuff. So if you're not interested in that, you can just stick around for the cards and everything. So favorite decks of the month is, I've been working with the Revelations Tarot. This is a deck I've had for a while. I really love this deck. I think this is like the perfect deck for like teaching reversals, just because it's got like an upright and a reverse picture. I like the artwork in it. I love all the colors. It's very graphic. I love that devil. Look at him. I love this deck. This is just beautiful. It's got like a stained glass kind of vibe, but also a bit of a more modern graphic vibe at the same time, so it works really, really well together. Beautiful death card. Loved working with this particular deck. Another deck I've been working with this month that's one of my favorites is the Maybe Lenormand. It's a really cute, quirky deck. I like that it's all 52 cards, so it's got your 36. I don't always like this two half and half. It's like two eyes there looking at you. But I do really like the art style on this, and I like that it's got the extra cards in it. It's kind of quirky, very graphic. Doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's very clear what is on the card. Lenormand cards can sometimes, if they're too busy, it's hard to tell what's on there. So I do really, really like this deck. And again, like I said, it's got these extra cards in it from other cartomancy type decks, so I do love like the added nuance on it. I'm finding that I'm liking variations of Lenormand more than original Lenormand. I'm finding that I like the Celtic Lenormand has extra cards. Anything that's kind of got extra cards in it, I'm really been enjoying. So enjoying working with that as well. The other deck that I've loved working with is the Oracle of Shadows and Light. This is the first Jasmine Beckett Griffith deck that I ever had, and it's probably my favorite one that she's done. I really love this angel on the back is beautiful. The artwork is beautiful, and it's a good mix of like it says, shadow and light, of like positive, uplifting, happy cards, and then cards that maybe are a little more challenging, because life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. It's beautiful. I've been loving pairing the two together. It's beautiful, beautiful deck. So that is, oh wait, there's one more deck I've been working with, and it is the Miracles Now by Gabby Bernstein. I haven't really been showing it on like social media or anything, but I've just been using it as like an affirmation deck. And it's got the beautiful kind of galaxy background. We've got the shiny on the side. And then it's just got these really nice things like, my presence is my power. I begin my day with love. Whenever I compare myself to others, I simply say this prayer: the light I see in them is a reflection of my own inner light. So nice little reminders. It's like a happy little hug of a deck. Beautiful. So it's just a reminder to take care of yourself. And sometimes it calls you out on things. I relinquish control. I simply let loose and allow myself to be more childlike. Like, don't have to be controlled all the time. The qualities I delight in others are disowned part of my shadow. I don't know if I believe that. I think that can be a dangerous belief as well. But it is a good way to sort of like check yourself sometimes. I love my food loves me. I think a lot of ladies need to hear that in our society. Men too sometimes. So it's a good little reserve reminder deck. It's got shiny sides. What can I say? I'm a sucker for the gilding. So those are some of the decks I've been working with this month and really enjoyed working with. I haven't been doing a lot of reading, but I haven't finished this yet to do a review on. But I bought this book called The Changing Sky. It's actually from the 80s. And it's about transits, and I've been really, really enjoying it. It talks about each of the planets as teachers and challengers, and it talks about how astrology is the planets, as they say, impel, they don't compel. So it's, these energies are around, but how are you going to use them? It's your choice. You always have free will So how are you going to use them for the positive or the negative? For example, like our Saturn return, which usually happens around the age 29 and sometime around the age 56 or 57, is a time for us to get serious about things. It's a time for us when we are rewarded for our hard work, or it's time to pay the piper if you haven't been acting so well. And we can run away from that and make things worse for ourselves, or we can embrace that and embrace the changes. So, you know, it's all about that kind of stuff, like transits, which I'm really enjoying. I always feel like that you can always learn something. It's interesting, the pop culture examples in this, because it was written, I think, in like 86 or something like that. So, you know, they talk about definitely like people from the 70s and things like that. So, you know, it is kind of interesting. He uses historical examples too, like General Custer. So far, he uses Sally Ride, the first female astronaut in the United States. So it's a very interesting book, and sort of, you know, if you can get past the time frame it's written in, the information in here is really, really good. So I've been really enjoying that. And when I'm done, I'll do a book review on that. I didn't have quite as much time to read as I would like this month, but that's okay. So that's kind of it for, oh, I forgot one deck to talk about. The Black Moon Astrology cards. I think I'm going to use them in February as kind of my oracle deck. But again, it's an astrology deck, which sometimes they're kind of a little bit weird. So I'm going to see how it does as an oracle deck. But as far as the information in the book about each of the planets, the houses, and the sign, if you're learning astrology, I do recommend this deck as being helpful as a visual aid for learning things. It's a really great deck. So that's kind of it for the like esoteric, spiritual type stuff for the month. I didn't really buy like a lot of like new clothes or anything like that. If like there's not a lot of fashion stuff, I did get one t-shirt that was on my list of t-shirts to get. It's a t-shirt that I had back in the early 90s, and I really love this t-shirt. And then the boyfriend stole it from me. And I saw it on eBay. It's not quite the same as it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was all black. This one's got these weird, like, splatter things on it, which I don't totally mind. But, let's see if I can get the lighting right. It's got all the junior guys as skeletons, which I love because I love them and I love skeletons. So two things together. Beautiful. I think the one I had didn't also have the tour on it, on the front. But I did really love this particular t-shirt. And so I'm glad to have it back. eBay, it's a reprint. That's fine. I don't mind that. It doesn't have to be like the original from like 1992, you know. I'm just glad to have the t-shirt back. So that was kind of a fun find I found on eBay. As for music, I've been listening to a lot of old 80s stuff again. And one band that I've been listening to a lot recently, I wouldn't say a lot, but it's more than usual, is Cinderella, which I think is a really underrated band. They got caught up in the whole hair metal thing, and I think people kind of overlooked some of the talent that was actually going on in that band. But I really love listening to them. I seem to have a thing for screechy voices. I like that. What can I say? Also, I picked up this month. This magazine is a UK-based magazine called Classic Rock. You can see all the old geezers on here. Yes, old geezers. I don't know, is Queens of Stone Age old geezer? Maybe. They're middle-aged anyway. But look at Brian May. Look at him. He's all old. Look at all these old fogies on there. But I guess I'm old, so I guess they're old fogies too. It's UK-based. It's got UK dates in it. It always comes with like a CD. That's pretty old school too, but kind of gives you an example of some of the music that I'm listening to. This one had the top 50 albums from the year. It's got good articles and things. It's nice and glossy. I picked a good one. They talk about all the people that died during the year. There we go. It's got some good articles and things. It's just like a nice kind of glossy magazine. If you're into classic rock and metal like I am, it's a pretty good one. They have Tony Iommi in here. So it's just a good kind of magazine. They've got like good interviews and stuff, not too long. It's a nice thing to look at when you kind of don't have a lot of time, not much to do. You want to look at some pictures and things. They've got Tim Petty in here. So So yeah, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff, I do recommend this particular magazine, especially when you're in the UK, because it does have all the UK tour dates in it, which is kind of cool. Let you know what's coming up. Other than that, I did get this that has nothing to do with like music or, card reading or anything like that. But I did get a bobblehead Bob Ross. There he is, and he comes with a little flip book of paintings. Pretty cool, huh? And he says things.
Anything that you try and you don't succeed, if you learn from it, it's not a failure.
Very inspirational. I should put that by my art and just let him inspire me.
You have to have dark in order to show light. It's just like in life.
Bob is so wise. He's so wise. So I have my little wise painting guy with me, that's for sure. So yeah, that's my favorites. It's not a ton or anything like that. Just some kind of quirky things for the month of January. Let me know what you think, especially with the decks and things. Do you work with them? What do you think of them? Like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.